Julian, do you want to start things off?
Sure. Obviously, another round of positive tests. What's your impression of what is now 4 rounds of positive testing, and what does it mean for what you guys are doing? And obviously, how do you take that in terms of the protocols and going forward? The sort of sustainability of what you guys have been doing in the bubble, in the BC bubble.
Yeah, well, I think, like you guys said, 5 more tests and 105, negative. And, it just shows you that our guys are doing everything they can to keep each other safe. And I give them credit. Protocols are on point. We're following them the best that we can. And, we feel safe around here in our bubble. And again, I credit the team for caring about and loving each other and doing everything we ask of them right now, because it's not easy. And there's going to be times where it does get hard. It's pretty amazing when you look at what these guys have done so far and back-to-back tests. We just got to keep moving forward and keep doing the best we can to keep it that
way. And obviously the conference made its announcement to move forward with its plans, as, other conferences have chosen to do otherwise. How do you feel just about, the what you've done so far and what that means for shucks, it's only a couple of weeks now before you guys are scheduled?
Well, it just means we're doing the best we can right now, and we got to keep going forward. We're getting better on the football field. We're learning the scheme. We're getting better fundamentally, but doing all the right things off the field is giving us a chance to do them on the field. And so far, we've been very fortunate to be able to do that. So hopefully, we'll keep moving forward, and we'll kick the ball off in September. I'm hoping that everything stays the way it is right now, because our guys are excited.
Again, just a reminder, raise your digital hand and we'll call on you. We'll go next to Dan Rubin.
Hey, Coach. How are you?
Good, man.
Just for the record, I did take a day off this week.
I wouldn't know. You guys have been requesting the coordinators. No one wants to talk to me anymore, so I'm good.
Number one, just on the continued adherence to the protocols. The players talk about the living in the bubble, and you've obviously talked about how much they care about each other and along those lines. But just when they jumped in from the very beginning, how have those protocols developed? How were they communicated to you and adhering to them? And has that just been something that has been between medical providers and the players?
It's a little bit of everything. Obviously, I meet with the medical people. We've had Zooms with the parents and me. We've had Zooms with the parents and the doctors and the trainers. The doctors and the trainers have spoken to the players, and we just continue to educate everybody and do our best to follow the protocols. And that's, there has to be a reminder, and there still has to be education. Because just when you think things are going well, that's when you really have to ramp up and do even better. So we just have to continue to talk about it, and the guys have to continue to work at it. That's all.
And I know that the other day, Coach Signetti talked about being that you didn't want to get away from the identity of power football and incorporate different things in there. For you, when you came to BC, obviously you knew BC's reputation or knew how people perceive the program, especially having worked with Ryan Day. But how have you kind of worked on the identity to say, this is our identity, we don't want to get too much away from that, or this is our identity, this is what we can be, and work kind of within what BC's reputation is to either change it or enhance different pieces of it?
Are you talking about offensively?
Or defensively too, just in general as a program?
Yeah, I mean, I think any coach would tell you have to be able to run the football. Just like on defense, we have to stop the run. If you can't run the ball and you can't stop the run, it's going to be a long day. Now, does that mean that we're only going to run and we're only going to be built to stop the run? No. And without getting into too much scheme here, since really no one has much film on either of us, we'll keep the scheme at that. But our identity, like I said all along, is built on toughness, loving each other, and competing. And I talked about that again today. The mental toughness to do what we're doing right now, not just on the football field, but the mental toughness to be here in this bubble for as long as we have. That's not easy, guys. It's not easy on these players right And I know that. And that's mental toughness. And then the physical toughness of being on the field. And then loving each other. I mean, the guys have showed that, you know, love and is respect, right? And these guys have respected one another so much that they've taken care of each other and making sure that nobody's sick. And now we're learning how to compete every single day we step on the field and in the classroom. Those are the three things we're going to be built on. And the scheme will be what it will be. But without those three things, it doesn't matter what we run on either side of the ball.
We'll go next to Kevin Stone.
Coach, how you doing?
What's up, man?
Doing well. So there's been a lot of talk around here of high school football possibly being canceled. Two things. One, wondering if you can just kind of speak to how important the game was to you at that age. And then also, what are you telling guys that are worried, you know, that they might not have stuff on film to be recruited this year or in, you know, years coming?
No, those are good questions. And it's a great one about high school football. I've coached in a lot of big college games in some big stadiums, and I haven't played in, but I've coached in every NFL stadium. I mean, from Monday night in Lambeau to you name it. The high school memories are some of the ones that still stand out to me. It's the players you grew up with. It's the kids you grew up with and knew, your best friends. And, you know, it's sad that some of those guys won't get to experience their senior season. So I feel for those guys. As far as the recruiting goes, yeah, I mean, you take a kid who might have been not developed or injured his junior year, and all of a sudden a kid grew through 3 inches and put on 10 pounds, and now he's, you know, potentially looks like a Division I player, doesn't have the tape. You know, those are guys you got to urge to keep working out, keep believing, keep doing what you're doing, send some workout film to us, you know, and we'll evaluate it the best that we can, knowing that sometimes guys develop later and sometimes guys have a great senior season. So don't lose hope. Just keep working hard, stay in the course. Scholarships are left, and, you know, get some workouts on video and stay positive.
We'll go next to Julian.
Julian, you're on mute, man. Come on, Julian. We're way too late in the Zoom world. We live to be on mute.
It happens to the best of us. You know what I mean? You get rolling, you're halfway through whatever you're saying, and then you realize no one heard a word
Yeah,
you
you
were
need to
saying.
have like a fine system. Whoever's on mute has to throw in $1 or something.
What if Jason mutes me?
Then maybe Jason has something against you if he starts muting you.
Pew, pew. No. Nah, is there a way, I mean, within the confines of the bubble, right? You guys kind of know and can control people, not control people, but can control the circumstances, situations, or whatever. Is it too early, or have you guys already started to give considerations to, like, what happens when we start inviting people on campus or when we have to travel or things of that nature, where it's like, now we got some different kind of variables, you know?
Yeah, no, it's a great question. We're not going to be able to keep this bubble forever. We know that. Things are going to get harder. That's why we have to really form great habits, follow the protocols that we have in place, wear our masks, constantly wash our hands, keep social distance. That's why we have some things set up the way that we do, and it will be harder. I totally get that, and I'm hoping our habits will carry us through.